Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jo from The Pretty Aesthetic, and this is where I talk all things graphic and web design. In today's video, I'll be creating a set of Instagram puzzle templates in Adobe Illustrator. So let's get started. I am first going to make a little bit of a brand that I can just build this template around. So what I had in mind was for a jewelry studio, and I'm just going to do a really quick logo design, create some brand elements that we can add into the template. So I'm using this font from Adobe Fonts. It's called Alfresco. And the Dawn font is Playfair Display. But now the idea that I have in mind for this is I want to have like these very, very thin lines. So how I'm going to do that is I'm just going to add a stroke around the text, expand it and cut it out. So I'm just going to ungroup that now, and then I just select both of them and I cut out the white and the black to create those very thin lines. And now I'm going to repeat that with all the other letters. And on my idea to kind of play with the texture a little, I didn't like how this A was shaped. So first of all, let's get rid of that line, just neaten up the edges. So I kind of wanted to add like a little bit of a swish on this side. You'll see how I'm changing this as I go along, just having a look at it and adjusting accordingly. I think it's always important to zoom out from your design and just take a second to look at it as a full picture rather than right up close. Not so much loving that edge. Yeah, I prefer that. Just make this a bit higher. Okay, now I'm going to replace that left hand side of the A with a little star. So yeah, just cleaning up this little star bits, and I want to just add it right at the edge there. Now let's get rid of all of that. Yes, I'm liking how that looks. Okay, and then I want to do the same thing for the N, right at the end. Clean up those lines. Okay, I don't know. Oh yeah, let's get rid of this R. Just clean up those lines again. Yes, I like that. Okay, cool. And let's just adjust the Jewelry Studio size underneath. Awesome. Okay, I'm liking that. Now let's just grab some colors. I'm just using coolers.co as kind of some inspiration. There we go. Oh, expand. And let's get started making some little brand elements. And the first thing I want to do is kind of like a, I don't even know what to call these, like a star graph. I don't know what they're called, but I thought it would be really cool if I just do it at the different points on the word mark. There we go, cool little brand element. I'm just going to chuck them all in on this artboard and we can use them in our template as well. Just a nice little symbol that we can work in there. Let's go back to the alfresco font. And I just want to have a little slogan here. Say handmade with love, since it's, you know, supposed to be a jewelry studio. I want to add in a little texture here. I was thinking of doing maybe a glitter, just something that I can add into the post. Maybe like a splatter. I was gonna go, let's see what they have in the metal. And I'm really not liking that. Sushi, what? let's use like a splatter. Okay, a stipple, let's call it that. Yeah, I actually like that. We can use that as a little pattern within our post. And then I just want to do these cool forms that I can use as the background of the template. We are doing it as a puzzle template, so every element overlaps into other parts of your grid. If you look at it on someone's profile, they all work together and fit together like a puzzle. So I just want to create some shapes that I can use in the background that will be overlapping each post. Now I want to make my artboards. Let's call it IG puzzle templates because I have plenty of files called IG templates on my computer already. I'm going to make them 108 by 108, and I want 9 artboards in 3 columns and pretty close together. I think 5 pixels is what I looked up, and that is where we're starting. Okay, so for the puzzle template, I want to just add in these shapes to the background. So I'm also keeping in mind that this grid will be repeated. So once you're done posting the 9, you can just add in new photos, add a new copy, and then start posting again. So I'm just going to try and keep that in mind and make sure the top part of my template is then duplicated on the bottom so they all fit together. Okay, let's keep this like a really, like 20 is nice. Gives it that very soft background. And then I'm going to keep it white otherwise. I quite like that. Although you could just add in one big block of like a dark grey if you wanted to do a darker theme. And now I've got to keep in mind that the top of my template should match the bottom so that you can repeat this grid like I spoke about earlier. So how I'm going to do that is I'm literally just going to copy those, drag them down and line it up so that it matches when you post the next one. Obviously this doesn't fit in there as well anymore, so I'll probably just move it around until I find something that does fit. Yeah, that looks better. Let's add in some grey. And really just play around with the shapes until this looks like there's something on each artboard, but it looks nice to you. Not too similar, I like keeping them all a bit of a different size. Just, yeah, play around until you see what looks good to you. Okay, I'm just going to group this and mark it now because I'm going to start adding in some of our other little brand elements. And I like keeping them the same distance from the top as from the bottom, so I'm just just aligning it to the top and the bottom, holding it shift and tapping an arrow 8 times in either direction. At first I thought I'd use this as a much smaller element, but the more I'm looking at it, I think it works really nicely as actually a full post. So let's make that a bit bigger and actually pop it right in the middle. Yeah, kind of like that. That makes a nice post. Let's add in a little A symbol somewhere. What I had in mind for this is that it does work quite nicely if you split it in between the two. Let's look at that little star in the bottom. And I just want to use this in a couple other spots just by itself. I think it's a nice little element on its own, just a little pink star. Let's add it in there, and then we have 3 diagonally. Yeah, I like that. Maybe let's put that at the bottom. Yeah, that looks better. Just add some uniformity because the background is quite random, or at least that's how I feel. Okay, let's add in the logo in the bottom there. Cool, I like that. And now I'm just gonna save this. And I'm just adding in all of my images. These are all from Unsplash. I've cut out from this recording me dragging them in from my desktop because I have work on there that is for clients and you can't see it yet. So I'm just going to add in some images. Like I said, these are all from Unsplash. Replace it with your own. It's just for illustration purposes. I would love to have been able to have photographed a whole bunch of jewelry for this, but unfortunately not gonna happen this year. Maybe next year, maybe 2021 will be better. I was kind of thinking here, maybe let's do the images and also that kind of abstract shape, but I'm not loving it. Maybe if I hide it behind the A. That's not looking good, Joe. A little bit better. And I just want to make that behind the splash, but not behind the pink. I'm trying to add the more brightly colored photos into the squares that don't have as much color in them, so the ones that have only got a little bit of the pink or grey. Try and add in a more brightly coloured background there just to keep things interesting but not too overwhelming. The bottom of that is getting a bit lost there. Let's make it all grey. Yes, I like that. That looks cool. A little bit more in. There we go. And I just thought this photo looked really dark, and for the template purposes I just wanted it to look a bit lighter, but I'm not going to pull it into Lightroom to edit it. I'm just going to add a white overlay because I'm being a bit lazy. Again, this is quite a brightly coloured photo. It's got quite a lot going on in the background, so I want to add it into a post that doesn't have as much going on. More white and less of the bright elements. Let's just add a clipping mask. Size it in properly. I'm not loving it. Okay, well, it can live there for now, and then I will change it later. Let's come on to this one. Just pulling that over. If you Command Y in Illustrator, it shows you the outlines of everything, so it's really easy to select things that are behind other elements. Really useful little keyboard shortcut. Let's add a little bit of text here. What can we say? Oh no, let's say 9-karat gold, handcrafted in the south of France. Let's say that. That sounds fancy. I feel like handcrafted jewelry from the south of France is something that I would be impressed by. It's added in that al fresco font. There we go. What I'm thinking of doing here is like a little Polaroid card with a photo in it, and maybe then like a quote at the bottom. Hey, it is coming together. I've just got to grab a few more photos because I'm using more than I thought I would, but I guess it's good because this template is supposed to be a bit more image driven. You know, it's for a boutique store or someone that has physical products or services. I mean, you could do it as like a VA or it's photos of you or desks, but it is supposed to be a bit more image driven rather than text. So maybe let's add a little quote in here. And just again spacing it all the same distance from the sides. You'll see every time I pause recording it's to pull in more files, because not only do I not want you to see my desktop because it has clients work on it, it's also a mess. Let's try adding a second one in, just to keep it a little bit more interesting. I don't like having 3 in a row that are the same, or one image with some text, or the logo. I prefer having just a little bit different. Let's change this photo. I like that. That's looking better. Getting a very consistent theme going here. Most aesthetic. Yeah, I've decided I actually hate this shape, so we're gonna change it to a square. I think it's, when the background is so random and abstract, it's nice to have some structure in those clean lines for your images. Just gonna add that little white overlay there to make it look a little bit lighter and match a bit better. And we are getting there. Okay, 2 more to go. Yeah, I'd rather have it on that side of 2 below. There's the star that crosses over those 2 posts. I'd rather have it in one post on the side. I think just to think of it as you're looking at a grid. If someone goes to your profile, this is how they're going to view it. But to also keep in mind how it looks just as a single post. It's absolutely cool. That image is quite busy, so I'd rather keep it a little bit smaller and just focus on the watch and what I think is a bracelet there. Yeah, just focus on that rather than the clothing in the background. And I'm gonna add in another quote here. And I can't spell. And that's left. Yeah, let's align that to the left of the image, but right align the text. I like that. Pink. No, it looks better grey. Definitely need that extra contrast. Yeah, I like it better on the left. A bit more balanced. No, left. And that's it. The template is available for free on my website, link is in the description. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I'd really encourage you customizing this to your own brand. Even just changing the colors just makes it that little bit more unique. If you enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe, and let me know what you'd like to see next. Bye!